Y'all, I'm so sorry I got cut off, but I just want to put a new title on this video since I started talking about other things. So now we'll just discuss cheap dates equal cheap life. Yeah. Okay, so the reason why women don't want to go on cheap dates, because when women date, they date for more than men date for. And I've explained this a lot. Women don't date just for fun unless they're very young. When a woman that's serious and has goals and has things to accomplish and is on a schedule, they need to be specific about who they date. We don't have time to be dating everything that's moving like y'all do. We don't have time. Thank you. Um, thank you, Coriander. Mindful Attraction, Matthew. Yeah. Pygmy groomers. Right. True. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. So we don't have time to waste on cheap dates. Okay. Life's too short to go on a cheap date. What if that was your last date? And you get in a car accident on the way home, can't walk no more, paralyzed in a wheelchair. You're gonna think about the last thing you did. Oh, I went on a cheap date. Oh no. Was it worth it? You know, when you leave your house to go meet someone on a date, you risk your life every day. You gonna risk your life for a cheap date? No, I'm not. Just think of it like this. I'm not risking my life for no cheap date. A man will risk his life for sex every day and all day. A man will risk his life for a cheap date because he know he might get some. But a woman don't. Women don't risk their lives for stupid stuff like that. Okay. When we walk out of our house, if you walk to the date, you might get robbed. If you drive to the date, you might get in a car accident, get a ticket, something. And I'm not risking my life for no $4 coffee. Okay. So cheap dates equals cheap life. If a man is only going to buy you a coffee on the first date and think he's going to impress you with whatever's coming out of his mouth, he wrong. Because all we listening for is how to trick you and get your money. Okay, so at least need to be comfortable and wined and dined while we do that. At least and a lot of times that when women are asked out on a date and she says yes, it means that she is interested in you, what you have, your everything surrounding you, not just your personality. Okay, because personality don't do nothing. Thank you, Coriander. When I had low self-esteem, I was a pick me chick. I used to watch them. Okay, and men are making money grooming pick me chicks. Yes, they are, but Dusties need they pick me, so more power to them. So if I am not trying to do that, if I'm not trying to be somebody's pick me, I'm not gonna say yes to any dates that's cheap. If you're gonna ask me out on a date, it's a date. Or if you don't use the word date and you just use the word coffee, I'm gonna pass. No thanks. And it's not that I passed on you, it's I passed on your date. Straight up. I passed on you not recognizing all of this. I passed on you thinking coffee was going to impress me. I passed on hope for our future. I passed on your expectation of me to lower my standard. That's what I passed on. So it's not that you're passing on the man themselves. You're passing on their value of you. Okay. So someone says quick coffee. Right. You know what? Get on FaceTime. I got my Starbucks. You got your Starbucks. This coffee. Okay. Get on FaceTime and this is our coffee. Thank you. I bought my own coffee because I had $4 worth of change in my car that I just happened to find. Isn't this great coffee? Do you have your coffee too? Yes. So how are you this morning? Oh, yeah, I'm great too. Yeah. Okay, that's coffee. Do it over FaceTime, baby. So we're not gonna be meeting for no type of cheap date. We ain't gonna be walking around no park, eating no ice cream. Okay. I'm not 5 years old, baby. I'm a grown woman that needs to do grown woman stuff. Okay, Coriander, thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Matthew said he makes a man feel more masculine if you reach into your purse for him. They have a whole farm of girl. A man should feel, thank you. A man should feel masculine if he can pay for everything and impress you. Okay. and he mentioned something about if a man does whatever you want and provides for you, then you're just gonna go cheat on him. Well, if he don't, you still gonna go cheat on him. If a man don't provide for you, what you gonna look for? A sugar daddy. Okay. If a man provides for you, you're not gonna risk losing him. And so if you do want to cheat, you'll think twice. At least you'll think twice. And if he catches you cheating, you lose, not him. Okay. Thank you, super nifty Susie. 49-year-old wealthy man and I am dating just invited me to dinner with his friends. Is this a positive sign? How much has he spent, or is he just showing you off? Have you bought any gifts, baby? Has he bought any gifts for you? Has he spent any real money on you? Is he showing you off, or are you benefiting from this whole thing? If he hasn't bought you anything, if he hasn't spent a lot of money on you, he's showing you off. So thank you for the donation, Sprinkle Sprinkle. It's a good sign if he spent money. There you go. Bad sign if he hadn't spent nothing. Thank you, 1025. I have pimples. Should I still go on freestyle today? If it's big, no. If you can't notice it and you can cover that with makeup, go. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. Okay, so back to the topic. Cheap dates are only for men who want one thing. Okay, cheap dates are for men who just want sex. That's why Pygmishas will say yes to cheap dates, because she might want sex too. An indicator that a man only wants sex from you is them taking you out on a cheap date. An indicator that a woman will sleep with anybody is her accepting the cheap date. And when I say accepting the cheap date is because she's desperate. Okay, when you're desperate, you'll sleep with somebody just to think that it's going to keep them, but it won't. So any woman who goes out on a cheap date, knowing it's cheap, will most likely sleep with you quick. Okay. Any woman that does not go on a cheap date and make you spend money is going to make you work for her. Women don't want to be with a man who just want to sleep with her. Okay. Women want a provider and someone who is going to make a good partner, or at least a good boyfriend or whatever. Okay. They're not wasting their time. Men waste women's time so much that women have just stopped responding. You know, if you're going to waste a woman's time, make sure she's very young. Don't date anybody over 23 years old if you're trying to waste somebody's time. Okay. And the older you get as a man, the more women are going to look at you crazy for asking to coffee. Okay. You can be 20-something years old and ask somebody to coffee because that's all you can afford. But when you hit them 40s and them 45s and them 60s, you can't be asking nobody out for coffee no more, baby. Okay. When you young, yeah, coffee and ice cream in the park, yay. This was what mommy and daddy used to do after they didn't had kids and been married for how many years, and you can't get into the bar. So if they want to spend time together, they gotta take you along, and you get to go with them. That's not a date. That's just family time. So I'm not finna do all that because it's a waste of my time. I'd rather hold out for somebody that knows my value. And believe me, they will come along. What does it mean if a wealthy man asks if you are in debt? It means they are being nosy about your finances or trying to see if they can help you pay off your debt in exchange for something else. So it could be a two-sided question. I would say, oh, I wouldn't call it in debt, but I do have a few credit cards that could be paid off. You know, I would never give out my information like that. That way he doesn't know how much those credit card debts are and how many credit cards you're talking about. And if it's college or, student loans or what. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I'm fine with mindful attraction. I don't have any animosity towards him. I was just saying that we differ on a lot of things, especially the cheap dates. I don't teach people to go cheap. Go hard or go home. Okay. If you can't if you can't take a woman out on a date because you're not sure if you like her yet and you don't want to spend money on her, well then she ain't sure she want to even go out with you at all. If you're not sure you want to spend money on dinner, then I'm not sure I would even want to go meet you at all. That's the point. So thank you, Jif. Keep speaking the truth, Queen. You validate the feelings I wasn't able to articulate in the past, keeping my head heels in standard time. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And anybody, yeah, thank you. And anybody who does not hold you higher, you don't want to date them anyway. You don't want to date them anyway. If coffee is your first date, what's your second date? Olive Garden. Okay. What's your Christmas present if y'all get together? A gift certificate? No. If you come to impress, that's how you get it. And I think he told a story about his roommate talking about he was getting all the girls and the roommate wasn't, even though the roommate was taking women out to dinner. But what they look like though, what them girls look like? Because I'm sure the ones he took out to dinner were cute. Okay. I'm sure they weren't just ugly. What they look like though? Did he look good in public? Did he look like he had money when he went out because the woman on his arm was beautiful? Okay. Or did he had to hide her in the dorm room while she performs favors for him in the darkness? You know? So a lot of it depends on the woman, what that woman looked like. Maybe he wanted to be seen in public with a beautiful woman that day. Maybe he didn't want to hide Pick Misha under the covers and try to imagine who's somebody else. Okay. Maybe he didn't want to do that. Maybe he had watched his parents, watched the men in his family, if they're rich, only deal with certain type of women. Okay. Mhm. Maybe he had standards on what he will be seen out with in public. You don't know. Okay. Maybe he don't want to sleep with a woman who done slept with everybody else on the first date, like she gonna sleep with you on the first date. Maybe he don't want that. So men also have standards. That's why if a pick Misha ever gets lucky enough to date a man with standards, with some money, and she don't get that call back, it's probably because he might have sensed that, you know, she was too easy. Okay. How do you politely tell them that you don't accept coffee and drink dates? Um, if a man has the audacity to ask you out for coffee or drink, drinks are iffy because if you go out for drinks, you can run up a tab. You can get some money spent. You can order appetizers. You can order stuff if it's like where they serve food. Um, you can rack up a bill in drinks, and if that's what you want to do, you know what I'm saying. But I would always want to be impressed. Like the martinis need to cost like 15 to $20 if you're taking me for drinks. You need to impress me with the place you take me to. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on how expensive it is, and if you can, get what you want out of it. But politely, you just say, "Oh no, thank you." And if he thinks you were really into him, You'll ask why, and you can tell him, well, I prefer to go out on real dates. You can use the term real dates. I prefer to go out on real dates. Coffee, I can do that anytime. It's just if we're going to go out, we need to go out, you know? And I'm not, you don't know how that woman is going to have to switch around her schedule. Women are more complicated than men naturally. Okay. Even if we don't have kids, we're more complicated than men. We got schedules to keep. Okay. If the woman works, she has to have enough time to get dressed and ready and do her hair and makeup, or get her nails done, or schedule an appointment for waxing or whatever. She need a schedule. Okay. And she ain't finna do all of that for no dang coffee. So no. If you want a scallywag across the street, that all she got to do is put on her clear lip gloss and her leggings, then fine. You go get that. She'll go to coffee. She'll show up. Thank you, Shocker. What do you think of him saying he doesn't like seeing women eat? Then, do he close his eyes whenever someone's eating on television? He closes his eyes when he walks by every restaurant. Does he close his eyes when his mama eat? I don't know. Like, to me, it sounded like an excuse to not want to take people to dinner to me. Okay. It just sounded like an excuse. If you don't like seeing women eat, then what you gonna do for the rest of your life? If you ever get married, if you have a child that's turns into a woman, you gonna show up on Thanksgiving? It just sounded like a cop out. You don't like to see him eat, but you gonna take him to get ice cream and walk around the park, but you don't like to see him eat. You like to see him licking on ice cream. Okay. Y'all know I have to get him. So you got to pay the cost to be the boss. That's it. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. Most men know that. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. If your definition of goals is sleeping with a woman that man can sleep with, wonderful. That's not good goals. If that's your definition of goals, it's not good goals. Everybody done had whoever you done got. If she sleep with you on a first date, everybody done slept with her. It's your turn now. So, and then men will turn around and call women dirty after that, but they contributed to it. So, and then they don't want to have anything to do with that type of woman anymore. But then they come looking for videos on how to do it again or how to do it. So the point is, know your worth, keep your worth, and never go on a cheap date unless you want a cheap life and to be seen as a cheap woman. Ever. It doesn't matter how they try to trick you and lie to you and tell you what men think and whatever. It don't matter what they think. Okay? Pay attention to actions. Because men can lie. Men lie. So if you want a date, you know what you got to do. If you want a cheap date, pick Misha down the street, baby. When you ready to date a real woman, you know where to find real women. They don't do coffee. They barely do drinks. When you graduate from Pick Misha and you ready to be serious about your life, then you know what to do. Mosh, do you think what I need? What? And I don't think our channels are to the same type of audience anyway. Like Mindful Attraction 2.0 channel is not to leveled up women. They are to women who just want to date and need validation from men. Any woman who knows her value and worth will not go on a cheap date. They will not, you know, cater to any man who's trying to sleep with them on the first date. It won't happen. We too smart for that. So if he's catering to pick Misha and them, then great. They need somebody to guide them down pick Misha lane and Dusty lane or whatever. Dusty's and pick Mishas go together. Great. You can find that anywhere, but we're trying to do something different over here. We're trying to do something different. And over here, we're not trying to waste time, energy, and we're trying to secure a future, some money, and things like that. So we're not only interested in sex over here, we want a future. So we don't have time to deal with cheap dates. The world has plenty of pick Mishas out there who will jump at the chance to go on a cheap date, and that is fine. But don't try to get a woman of value to herself, first and foremost. She don't have to be valued, but if she looks like she values herself, she ain't going on no cheap date. That's why people don't understand, oh, who is this princess? Oh, the audacity. Yeah. You don't think she's a princess, but she does. That's the point. She thinks it. And you're not going to change her mind anytime soon with no coffee. Okay? Just think about that for a second. If you want to take a woman who thinks she's a princess down a notch, you're not going to take her to coffee, first of all. All she's going to say is peasant. Okay? So you don't want to be dating princesses if you don't have, if you're not going to treat her like royalty. Thank you, Jennifer. Older man took me on 2 dates and now stopped. He said I'm a good woman. I told him if he wants to keep me, he needs to dine me for 2 days out of the month. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Good for you. Telling him your value, your worth. Hey. Black. Okay. How do you freestyle if you don't drink? Don't go to places with alcohol or order something that looks like alcohol that's not alcohol. Okay. Thank you, Brianna. Thanks, Goddess, for being you. Oh, sprinkle, sprinkle. So if we're not giving sex, what are we women supposed to give? Time, baby, time. Time. Presence. Not like gifts, but your presence. Being there. Okay. If you think that you're supposed to give a man sex, then he's supposed to give you a marriage license first, according to many laws in many countries. Maybe not in America. It used to be that way a long time ago. Sex is not for free, and it never will be. It's only free when you need validation, and you're exchanging sex for validation. Okay. You validate yourself for free. So if a man thinks that all you have to offer is sex, take sex off the table. If that's all he wanted you for, then he's not going to be interested in you anymore. So you're going to hurry up and bypass that situation. Okay. What if he's sleeping with other women but spending money on you? Good. Let him sleep with Pick Misha and spend money on you. That's fine with me. You ain't sleeping with him anyway. So what does it matter? Go sleep with Pick Misha. Come take me out. Take me out. Take your butt home. Take your butt around the corner to Pick Misha. Pay these bills. Take your butt around the corner to Pick Misha. You ain't getting nothing for free over here. Thank you, Trina. What advice do you have for a 21-year-old? Be smart. Don't date Dusties. Date older man, you in your prime. You'll get more. Okay. So people are confused high quality women with prostitutes, religion, romance. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Okay. Well, think about this. Thank you, Shocker. Have you read Men Don't Love Women Like You? Yep. Yeah. Men don't love, they just lust. So just remember that. Sprinkle, sprinkle, Shocker. So, you know, think about this. If you have spent quality time on yourself to look good, to smell good, you work out, you got a membership at the gym, you watch what you eat, you got to starve all week just to look good enough for some dude to notice you and want to do this, and that for you. You do every day, all day. Thank you, Sprinkle, Sprinkle, Adrian. You're not gonna go on no cheap dates. Your lifestyle will not allow you to. I plan on freestyling. Any tips? Yes, look sexy and alluring, but not slutty. Sprinkle, sprinkle. My boyfriend pays for everything: dates, trips, vacation, gifts, time, credit cards. Having a tough time getting cash from him on pay some of my bills. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I hope you don't live with him, baby. Um, and also, how much does he make? Does he make enough to do all of that for you? You got to also realize if they don't make the money, how you gonna get it from them? Okay. I can't help because I don't really know if they make enough money for them to be giving you all that. Okay. If they're older, they should be giving you more. So, right. Men that want to take women out on cheap dates and want to test women are insecure. They're insecure about if the woman really likes them or not, if they're using them or not. It don't matter. You're gonna be seen out in public with a beautiful woman. Most men don't want to eat alone anyway. You know, that's added bonus. You get company. You got to talk to somebody. If you got to look at and check your bank account to go out to eat, something wrong anyway. You don't need to be dating. Sorry, but you don't. If you got to check that account to take a date to a restaurant, you can't date. Stop right where you are. Turn back around. Go back home. Call Pig Misha. Okay. If you got to check that account and feel like it's a scam to go out on a date to eat dinner, it's a scam, then you ain't ready to date. Okay. It's just how it is. If you're young, it's understandable because you don't have that much money. Date younger women. Date women younger than you. Thank you, men Lolo. Dusties do not carry abundance mindset. Why should I lower my value? Exactly. High standards. Yes. Abundance is our right. Exactly. So, it's kind that the man wants to take you out on a cheap date to see if he likes you or not. It's kind that he wants to offer you something, but it's a waste of our time. You see, it's just a waste of our time. It takes us hours to get ready, or at least an hour to get ready when it takes you 15 minutes. We have to plan, schedule, do all this stuff. We don't have the time. Thank you for the invite, but we don't got the time. It's not worth it. It's kind of like you winning a free trip. No, it's kind of like you winning a free ticket somewhere, but it's totally out of state and you got to pay for hotel, plane ride, parking, and all that stuff to go use the little $10 ticket. It makes no sense. How old should your easy prospect be if you're 50? Girl, 70. Sprinkle, sprinkle. La Bliss, thank you. I'm out for dinner a lot, but to be honest, dates are making me scared of gaining weight. Girl, order salad. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Don't eat the bread, order a salad. Or low carb. So anyway, yeah, if you're, you won a free ticket to Disney World, but you live all the way, 10 states away, that's nothing. Okay. It's a scam. They trying to get you to get over there somehow, some way. Get an airline ticket, go to Expedia.com, get you a cab or a shuttle. You got to do all of this for what, a $10 ticket? No, that's the same thing it feels like when you ask a woman on a cheap date. It's like she got to get her own flight, her own tickets, her own hotel to go meet you for $4. Sure, why don't men ask me out? I'm leveled up, confident, friendly, and I'm in great shape. I live in Houston. Are you in the right places, baby? Do you look approachable? Do you smile? Are you friendly? Do you talk to the people surrounding you so that they can notice you and see that you're friendly? You know, and also be patient, Melissa says, and that's true. Quality takes a while to approach when quantity approaches you fast. Men like to watch women before they approach, or they may be married, or da, da, da. Are you going to the right places? Are you going out on the right times and days? You know, shocker. What type of questions should be asked first date? None, baby. Where did you grow up? How was your family? Ask him all the questions that can trigger him later, girl. Get the inside info. Do you like ask the same questions psychiatrist asks? What was your childhood like? Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Shay Jones. Hi, beautiful. I'm in Clearwater. Where should I freestyle? Girl, I don't know where that is, girl. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. Anywhere where they got money. Go to the rich areas. I don't know where that's at. Okay. Anywhere where they got boats, if you on the lake, go to the marina, go to the restaurants over there. Dinner dates are getting old. What's my point? Okay. Concerts. Tickets cost 300 and something dollars. Go to concerts. Okay, you ain't got to eat there. Broadway. If you live in New York, they also have theater everywhere else. Go on, do stuff that you don't do by yourself, that you need a partner to do it. Do stuff that you don't do by yourself. Do stuff where you get to dress up and go out on the town. Do stuff that you're always going to remember. Do stuff that is not boring and blah, that everybody's already done. Do something cultural. Do something that's going to get yourself out of, the mundane. Get something where you have to dress up and wear heels and a gown or an evening dress. Go to a gala. Do stuff like that if you're single and young, because, this is where you meet the men with the money. This is where men with money can afford to take you. This is where you build memories. Okay. Yachting, depending on where you live, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stop a lot of you guys from asking certain questions because it's getting redundant. I don't deal with pick me chicks. I don't deal with anybody that has an issue with me and how I live my life. I just don't deal with them. You know what I'm saying? I ignore. So if you can't do that, then you know you let other people determine how you feel about yourself and your lifestyle. Then I can't help you there. You have to make a decision. Do you want this or you want their lifestyle? You want your lifestyle or a better lifestyle, or you want their lifestyle? Okay, do what you got to do. Ignore. Um, thank you. You rebuke Pygmy and all her little minions. Trinity Supreme. Yeah. So make sure, and I'm going to tell y'all this, and don't come back and ask me, and don't tell me don't say you made a mistake. Don't come back and ask me, and don't ask how you can fix it. Do not sleep with them dudes until you got all that money that you want, and you can toss them after if you want to, but they probably won't toss you because they invested so much. Do not sleep with them dudes until you get all of that. Okay, I'm gonna repeat it. Do not sleep with anybody until you are happy with the results that you have, and you could care less if they called you back or not. Okay, do not sleep with them. Don't mess up, don't make mistakes, and don't come back and ask me and tell me you made a mistake, because I'm telling you now. Okay, control yourself. Don't get drunk and do stupid stuff. That's why you need to go to dinner and eat. Because if they just take you to a bar and get you drunk, they can do whatever they want with you. Eat. You need dinner. Don't go on these cheap dates. Okay. Then you feel stupid because they ain't spend no money on you. Did you come over here asking, well, did I mess up? I slept with them. Yes, yes, you did. Okay. The second question, y'all, don't come over here asking me, um, is, I went out on a coffee date with this guy and he never called me back. And da 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 da. I said, well, did you enjoy your $4 coffee? You could have had a dinner. You could have left the winner because there's always going to be a chance they're not going to call you back, even if they take you for coffee. So you might as well get the food. Thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle, Miss Case. Single mom living in the hood in all her in your early 40s. Dusty tried to holler at the time, even though I never entertained them. But now that I'm older, how can I level up? Well, first you need to move out of the hood, darling, before you can start. You can level up the same time, but be making plans to leave and move out. Okay. Because it starts with your mental and your environment and yourself. Okay. You need to focus on your money right now to move to a better place and start there. Okay. Because you can't really level up when you're surrounded by everybody who's leveled down. Um, get you a little cheap apartment somewhere on the better side of town and then start. You can start now, but if you take yourself serious, you'll get yourself out of there first because you cannot be surrounded by people who aren't on the same path as you. Okay. Um, you got to get out of there so that you don't feel strange or misunderstood. hmm Um, Estelle, thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, mhm. Shame on you. Why? Oh, well, I'm not here to shame people. I'm just here to, help them. Sure is getting tired of foolish behavior. Right. Don't watch my channel and go do the opposite and come back and ask me what to do. I'm gonna tell you what you should have done in the first place and why ask you why you didn't listen. Sure. Do you consider go shopping a date? Yep. If he's spending a lot of money, it's a date. hmm Okay. hmm And I feel that most women who have a plan for their lives and have an idea of what type of lifestyle they want, like they want to have, they're not going to deal with no man asking them out for cheap dates anyway. They're just not. I don't care if they say they have money. If they're going to feel scammed over a dinner, they don't have real money, so it's not even worth it. Okay, do you know how much I spend on food every day? Like after school, I take my kids out to eat to restaurants, not fast food, but restaurants. My kids are spoiled. Now, if you can't take a woman that you're trying to impress out to a restaurant on a special occasion like a first date, but I can take my kids to eat out every day where there's waiters, where I have to leave tips, where there's utensils and cloth napkins and stuff like that, then you can afford to take a woman out on a date. Okay. Mhm. So no, even I even watch to see what that guy orders for himself. If it's cheap, I turn. Yeah, women can tell when you don't have money. They can like it's just we have a radar. When I was younger, I went out with this guy, and he was trying to do the right thing. He wanted to take me out to eat. He took me out to eat, but then he wouldn't order nothing because he didn't know if he had enough money to pay. I was just like, I couldn't even enjoy my food no more. Thank you. Abba said, "Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. If I go back in time, would you would still go to college?" Nope, I didn't need that degree. Um, it kind of depends because I wouldn't have been where I was when I met my husband if I hadn't gone to college. But I don't use my degree at all. So the only thing college did for me was bring me to my husband because I wouldn't have been where I was at the time if I hadn't gone to school for what I've gone to school for. So I'll just say that I don't use it at all. Um, mhm. Let me see what time it is. Okay. Mm, okay. Right. Anyway, thank you for the donations, y'all. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Everyone who donated. I'm just trying to read some of these comments over here. Mm, okay, so yeah, don't and also like don't ask a woman out if you can barely afford to pay for it. Don't do that either. Wait until you get your money right. Yes. Coffee dates for the first one? No. Mhm. I actually have a beauty channel and I have a makeup tutorial called Coffee Date, Makeup for a Coffee Date. And basically, it was no makeup, a pair of sunglasses, and a bun. Because I ain't finna spend all this time and energy and money on getting ready to go drink some coffee. So you gonna get this bummed down version of what you thought you was finna get. Okay. I said if he invites you to lunch, girl, put on some foundation, some little powder, a solo TV. Thank you. Coffee dates are for the first one. Okay, well you go there and she don't show up. You know what happened. Thank you, Katie. Check messages below. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Both y'all. Thanks. Thanks, Solo. Um, sure, don't kill me, but I was in girl, I'ma kill you. You were entered during your vacay with Sugar Daddy. How do I regain superiority and make him buy me more? Tell him you think you're pregnant. Tell him you think you're pregnant. Okay, if you gonna mess up, you gotta go hard to get it back. Tell him you need money to go to the doctor. I need money to go check to see, and I need to go to the doctor. I don't have insurance, so it's gonna cost $450 something dollars. Get your money, girl. Go to the doctor. No, not really, but then tell them they want you to get on birth control, and they make you buy it for up to a year. So get that birth control money for the year. And then if you're apprehensive about sleeping with him again, he'll know why because you had a pregnancy scare. And then at the same time, he won't think you're trying to get pregnant by him to use him for his money. So he'll think you really like him because you're on birth control. So it'll win. Don't do right. Should you take a relationship serious in your mid-20s, even though you have other options? We've been together a few years, but I have another man that area. The only way I would ever take a relationship serious is if they have enough money to be taken serious. You know what I mean? I base my relationships on that money. Can I take you serious? Is your bank account serious? Yes, I can. Okay, I don't take anybody serious that can't do anything for me. I know that's rude. I know it's evil, but it is reality. Okay. I don't care if it sounds evil. I don't care if it sounds rude. When you sitting up there needing stuff done, you not going to be able to do it with love or kindness. You're going to need that money. Okay. When you need a new car, when you need medical attention, when you need money to get you out of an emergency situation, love ain't going to do it for you. Okay. You're going to need that money. When your kid needs something and the daddy that you chose for him can't do it, he has failed as a parent. Get some money, baby. And I'm sorry that it sounds evil. It is reality. Can you imagine, like, for example, if your Dusty that you chose to be with doesn't have health insurance and your child needs some type of operation or transplant, and the best hospital is this hospital, but since y'all don't have no insurance, they're gonna ship you off to where they take people organs after the surgery fails. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna take that risk. I'm not gonna do all of that. Y'all can do it if you want to. But I'm gonna tell you how it starts off. Cheap dates. Starts off with cheap dates, okay? When I hear cheap date, I see sitting up in the county hospital. That's what I hear when I hear cheap date, coffee, county hospital. Coffee, county hospital. Nope, bypass. I'm not finna do all of that. Y'all can keep it if you want to. Man hater, money lover. No, realistic woman who values herself and her future offspring. Not finna go out no cheap date with no cheap man to have a cheap life. You can keep it. I don't hate women. I mean, I don't hate men at all. Never. I'm married, so I couldn't hate men. Anyway, coffee equals county. Exactly. Shocker. What were the biggest lessons you learned before James that made you seek better? I saw how other people were living. I paid attention and I didn't want my life to be that way. I didn't go all the way through high school because I was young. I didn't go all the way through high school and, to just live the worst. I don't put on makeup to go live my worst life. I see why some people don't get up and put on makeup because they only put it on for their worst life. That's why you got to want better. Thank you, Double R. I appreciate you explaining why it's important to get out of low vibrational environments to get your mental right and to sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Double R. Yeah. That's why a lot of these pygmishas don't do anything with themselves. What are they putting on makeup for? What are they getting their nails done for? What are they putting on clothes besides leggings for? Nothing. If your environment is negative, then why should you put in effort? But if you live in a positive environment, if you have a nice date to go to, if you have nice prospects lined up, then you feel good. You put more effort into yourself because you know it's going to be worth it in the end. Okay. That's why these cheap dates don't make sense to women like us. They make sense to Pygmisha because she finally got somewhere to wear her lip gloss. Okay. What if he's scared when I take off my makeup? What if you scared? I don't think he'll be scared if you take off your makeup. Unless you hide a lot. Yeah. Like I said, I hope you ain't hiding a lot. Work on that skin, work on that skin. Okay. Get him to give you some money so you can get some spa days and facials and stuff, girl. Do like the celebrities do when they pose for the no makeup look. They spend like 6 months getting ready to be photographed with no makeup. Vitamin C, exfoliation, all of that. Prepare. You got a parking ticket after your date and he didn't offer to pay. Oops. Sure, how about cheap date, expensive gift? How expensive? I mean, because if you just meet me to give me my stuff, sure. Thank you, Kessie. People hate that women want a provider. I know, right? What do they want you to want? A burden? Right. Do I hint to my daughters on what type of guys to like? Da, da, da. Girl, these kids today, the media today is pushing all kind of stuff on our kids. They don't even know if they're supposed to be straight or gay or bi or uh trans anymore because it's pushed all over the place. So what I tell them is you get you a man that makes more money than you. That's all I tell them. Okay. Um, because poor little Sasha, she didn't even know what it was. She was like, Mom, am I bi or straight or trans? I was like, you a child, baby. Is it offensive if I'm not any of them? I was like, no, baby, it's not offensive. So I had to sit there and explain to her what this stuff is because it's being pushed so much that she feels guilty if she's not one of them. And she didn't even know what it is. So I have to tell them, you got to tell your kids because they might be walking around thinking there's something when they don't even know what it means. So I was like, and I told her what it meant. She's like, oh, I'm still a child. I don't even like anything. I said, she's like, I'm nothing. It's like, exactly. You're nothing right now. You're a child. She said, I just like drawing. So, explain this stuff to your kids because um, they don't know. Some of them. And you know what? I think it's good for them to learn early so that they understand it. I'm not against anything. People just need to understand what they're being fed. That's all. hmm She just like drawing. Yep. Okay. It's my first date tonight. How do I ask him I'm looking for a provider? You don't. You just act like that's all that you will accept. It's not what you say, it's how you carry yourself. A man knows if a woman is looking for a provider by the way she treats herself. She's not going to offer to pay for anything. She's going to be grateful that the man did something. She's going to say, "Thank you so much. You're such a gentleman." Da 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 da. It's not how you don't ask. You carry yourself as if that's all that you expect. Okay? If you have to ask, that means you're not used to it. Okay? When he makes any type of suggestion about you paying for something or you working or that's when you cut the conversation short and that's it you know so just think about it. If a woman who's not Beyonce or Rihanna but looked like her, carried themselves like her, was on the same level or maybe even a little bit lower, I mean, she's still going to be beautiful. Do you think a man is going to expect her to pay for anything or not go and date someone else with more money who's going to provide for her if he doesn't? Yeah, men know the type of women that they have to provide for. Men know the type of women they don't have to provide for. If they're asking you out on a date and they took you to dinner and you look way better than them and they like you way more than you like them, they finna pay anyway. They're gonna offer you money anyway. They're gonna pay stuff anyway. But you have to choose the right type of man, which is the ones that like you better and more than you like them. Okay. Okay. We don't go on dates, but he buys me stuff. Is that okay? As long as you happy and getting what you want out of the whole situation, it's fine with me. Some people don't want to be seen out in public. It's fine with me as long as you getting all everything you want in that situation. Hmm. I don't think men care about college education and women unless they need some of that woman's money. Okay. Thank you, simply Kiki Sprinkle Sprinkle. And you can always lie about a college education. If they do, if you find out they care about it, you can lie. You know, as long as they think you did something, that's fine with me. If that's what they want to feel. How you tell him you can't be with him until he is at his peak career wise? You don't tell him that. You just don't date him. You just keep him on the back burner. Your friends on him, baby. Your friends on him. When he get that money, you call him crying. You call him every now and then. Keep up. Oh, just calling to check on you. How you doing? I was thinking about you. That's the plan B man. You keep him on the back burner. You meet him every once in a while. For dinner. Keep him in that friend zone. Then when he start making that big money, act like you don't know or that you didn't hear what he said, and you get it. You get it. Hmm. Um, stop calling people ugly. It's wrong put others down. Okay. I won't call them ugly anymore. I'll just call them less attractive. How about that? What do you do when a sugar daddy shuts down during disagreement? You're not supposed to be arguing with no man. You're supposed to be the one crying, and he's supposed to be the one giving. You your way after you start crying. Okay. We don't argue. We cry. If y'all didn't watch my video yesterday, it was the day before, I say, study children. Thank you, Ditaba. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Study a child. How do they get their way? They don't argue with you. They cry. They make you feel sympathy for them. Your whole demeanor changes when they start crying. They're not arguing with you anymore. Now you feel bad because you didn't hurt their little feelings, and you end up giving them something. It might not be what they wanted, but you making a deal. Okay? Cry. No argue. Cry. If you past crying, if you've been in a relationship for a long time, be sad, be depressed. Okay? Because crying ain't gonna work forever. So you need to just change it to sadness and depression. Um, um, how to make my sugar daddy give me money for my house now, even if the construction is next year. Already gave me half and recently got a big amount in his account. Um, just tell him they need the other half when he can get it to you. They need the other half to put it on schedule. How to get expensive jewelry? Lose some fake jewelry on the date and have him help you look for it, even though it's in your purse and you know it's in your purse. Make him feel guilty about losing it. Say how it was a lot of money and how your mom or your grandma gave it to you and it was like the most expensive jewelry you had, and maybe he'll gift you some. Thank you, Jessica. Where can I go to meet quality men in Houston? Sprinkle, sprinkle. On the rich side of town, downtown, uptown, Galleria area, River Oaks. Any of those places around there during probably happy hour or lunchtime. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Bars, restaurants, stores, whatever. Okay. You're having trouble with your makeup. Who should I watch? Just go to YouTube and type in makeup for dark skin if you're having trouble. I know there's a lot of um, makeup artists that have millions of subscribers and all the type of makeup that you need, all the suggestions you need. Y'all can help her out in the comments, and they should have you straight. That's what most people need to do. If they can't do makeup, they need to go find makeup tutorials online, or learn how to do makeup based on what they look like. hmm Real men watch their wallet, and real women watch what they give real men watching their wallet. Nothing. Thank you, Datava. Datva. Would you expect a man to pay for your car battery if it got messed up when you went out on a date? If he was taking his car to get it washed, to do yours too? Yeah, James washed my car. We get our cars washed, but before he would wash my car if he washed his, like when we lived at the other house. He would wash mine and his. hmm But the battery thing, if you out with a man on a date and he's trying to impress you, he ain't gonna make you reach in your pocket pay for no battery. What he gonna do? Turn it aside, turn around, and whistle while you pay? Thank you, LaBliss. Law firm partner wants to get a bite and meet. I'm used to dinner after shopping. Should I tell him because he friendly suggests to grab a bite and meet near a shopping center? Get dinner where there's a shopping center. That way you can go right after. Thank you, Sprinkle. Um, what if a guy wants to take you bowling on the first date? I don't think any man would ask me to go bowling on a first date because of how I look. So go ask him to go to the optometrist first. If you look good, ask him to visit the optometrist. Ask him last time he went to the optometrist. Yeah, someone says nails. If you have long nails, how you gonna bowl? I mean, bowling alleys stink. It's got screaming kids, drunk. I don't know. I ain't going bowling. That's something you do after you've been together for a long time and you ran out of stuff to do. That's what you go do, bowl. Okay. That's like when you done did everything else and you saw somebody bowling on TV and then you asked, when the last time you went bowling? I don't remember. Me either. The 80s? The 90s. Maybe we should go bowling one day. That would be fun and different. hmm That's what bowling is for. It's not for no first date. You got to put on somebody else stanky shoes, and them shoes are ugly. What you gonna wear? You can't wear what you really want to wear. All he want to do is see you bend over and see your booty, so he can get up behind you and show you how to hold the ball for free, and he ain't spend nothing. Oop. You said bowling alley smell. Yeah, it stink. Then they play bad music. Stop lying to these women. Men are mentally superior to women. Only simps get played. Well, if y'all are mentally superior, then y'all should be able to afford to take folks to dinner. You think a mentally superior being will be able to afford dinner without feeling scammed? Right, William? You would think a mentally superior man would not feel scammed for taking a woman to dinner. If you think about what I just said, women, they don't just go on a date. Okay. This is what y'all gotta understand, man. Women are complicated. A date is just not just a date. Even if we scamming and using you, it's not even just a date. We don't just scam and use anybody. You got lucky that we chose you to scam and be seen in public with. Okay. And I'm just being truthful and honest. Some people don't get to even get scammed. Right, ladies? Especially if you online, and I don't even recommend doing this online, but if you online, you picky about who you gonna scam. So you still lucky if you got scammed. You still lucky. You still lucky. Be thankful you got scammed. Be thankful you was picked out of the many. Because the other ones didn't even, their value wasn't even high enough to get scammed. They didn't look good enough to get scammed on to be seen in public with. You are lucky if you got scammed. You was the chosen one. Okay. If you make it to date 2 and you didn't get scammed, you very lucky. You impressed her. Even if she started off trying to scam and she ended up liking you, you get into date number 2. Most women do start off scamming, but because they know that men only want sex. So if she stops scamming mid date, you lucky too. You lucky. That's why most of the time the man allows you to pick the restaurant because they already know you scamming in their subconscious mind what you want to eat. If you don't want a woman to scam you, take her somewhere expensive, but with nothing she likes on the menu. Ask her favorite food, see what she hates, then go to a restaurant that she ain't gonna like nothing on the menu if you're worried about being scammed. Most men always like, well, what do you want to eat? You pick the place because they already know that you only going out to eat with them, and it may or may not be a scam depending on how much you impress them. If you can impress a woman, it might not be a scam. Maybe you didn't impress the woman. It start off as a scam, but it might not end as one. It's not savage, it's just the truth. We all know this, ladies. We all know this. If you scamming for food, yeah, that's different. We don't have to scam for food. Most women can go out and eat whatever they want by themselves. They ain't got to scam for food, you know. Um, but if we're gonna get dressed to go out and do this, and that, and it's dinner time, we need to eat. Okay. Uh Laura, how can you be in the level up group? Okay, go to the description bar, scroll all the way down. The last 2 links are and instructions are there. Okay. hmm How do you donate to me? Super chat. Down there is a little $, or you could go to my Cash App, which is Shira7. I'll type it in. That's my Cash App. Thank y'all. So I'm just being honest. hmm That's all I can do is be honest with you. Y'all want me to lie to you and say, "Oh, go out on those cheap dates. Eat that ice cream in the park. Do all that stuff." That might be the one. But then when you end up in county hospital and in the homeless shelter, don't call me because I didn't warn you. Okay? All right. I'm telling you now before you end up there. Telling you now. Don't deal with no dusty. Don't deal with no cheap men. Don't go on no cheap dates. Stay out the county. Stay out the homeless um, section of the city. Stay out of the homeless shelter. Don't don't go in a direction that you don't want to be. Okay? That's the that's the wrong direction. And I'm just honest. Like that's what I would tell my children. That's what I would tell anybody. If you don't want that type of lifestyle, do not accept no cheap date. Okay? Only go on coffee dates at car dealerships. Oh, they have great coffee at the Benz dealership. Shall we go? Let's take a test drive. What if he's paying your bills but complaining about finances every time he has to pay for something else? What to say to him? Thank you. You're so sweet. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Natasha. Talking to baby voice. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. Yes, that's why I love you so much. Expect it. Don't try to say that, oh, you don't have to do this, or I'm sorry, I'm such a burden. Say thank you. You know, I don't complain when I get ready to do something with you, do I? Do I complain? When you trying to get some, am I complaining? No, then don't complain when you gotta pay all this stuff. Okay? Don't be complaining if you don't want me complaining. Because I can complain in silence away from you somewhere else. So they start to complaining, remind them, okay. James just went out and bought some 72-inch giant projector TV for them kids. And I'm like, they don't need that. Like, but then I thought about it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. Thank you, James. That was nice of him to go buy his kids a giant thing. They didn't even ask for anything. He just want his TV one for football, maybe watching cartoons. Even though there's a TV upstairs, they both got TVs. They like to stay down here with me. They mama's babies. I said, they still gonna steal your TV. You probably be up there watching it. Mhm. Right. So someone need to save James. I done already saved him. What you talking about? Without us, what would he be doing? Mhm. He'd be looking for me. That's what he'd be doing. Okay. Looking for me. Still looking for me. That's what he be doing. But someone need to say, I ain't scamming nothing. We done already got married. It's too late. Um, Successful men don't have Instagram, right? Why is a man advising not to take a woman on first date? Well, they're saying take them on a cheap date like coffee to meet and greet and get to see them or whatever. But that's what FaceTime is for, or email, or text. Um, when you first met a man, how do you tell a man that you're looking for a sugar daddy? You look like it. You just got to look like it. Like they should already know because they should be way older and uglier, and you should be way younger and better looking. And then it's obvious. They don't have to say anything. Okay. He already know no young, beautiful woman want him at his age if he ain't got no money to give her. That's just common sense. Right. I know a girl who has slept with over 50 men. She's famous at our university. Wow. Wonderful. Hope she got paid. I know a girl. Oh, you just repeating the question. Was I hope she got paid for that. Hope her bank account look nice. If not, she's stupid. Right. How do you respond to men talking intimacy? Should you switch the subject or play along? Play along. Make them think they're gonna get something. But first, you need A, B, C, and D. Okay. Name what you need and keep naming more and more and more. So they've invested so much they can't give up now. They still haven't got nothing. Just get as much as you can get, baby. And the reason why I say this is because if they have the audacity to ask you for sex so soon, then that gives you the freedom to ask them for what you want as well. Okay. If they have the freedom to ask you for something like that, you should have the freedom to ask them for whatever you choose. Okay. Um, that's just my opinion. I feel that men think that women value sex the same way they do. Only Pick Misha does, baby. Freak Misha, Pick Misha, only they value sex as much as a man. So if you've been mistaken for a woman like that, well then you need to correct that. Hmm. They will try to seal the deal on date first 3 dates. They ain't finna seal nothing unless they millionaire and they done spent the type of money to seal it. Mhm. You thank you, Brittany. I want to stop wifely duties with no ring help. To stop, girl. Stop right now. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Stop cooking, stop cleaning, stop doing laundry. Only do your laundry, eat before they get home, put all the food up, or get something to go. Stop today. Be done. If they ask you what happened, tell them you're tired. I'm exhausted. I think I need to go to the doctor. Or I just need to rest. I'm just so tired. My back hurt. Girl, use your back. Use it and don't use it. Use your back as the excuse not to use it. I can't stand up. My back hurt. I can't cook. I can't even bend over to do laundry. My back, my back. Go buy you one of them little cheap back braces from CVS and strap it on to even just give more power to your situation. My back, my back. Maybe we need to hire a maid. Yep, there you go. Maybe I need to be on your insurance. Maybe if I was your wife, I could be on your insurance. Well, I can't work so much anymore. They looking at me weird at work, so I don't know. You better get it together. Hmm. I did a sprinkle sprinkle shirt, but I haven't done any. I don't think people are gonna buy the gold digger t-shirts because who's gonna walk around with a t-shirt on that says gold digger? Not too many women. So sprinkle sprinkle is like a private way to say it. Hmm. Y'all, we want expensive dinner, but bring STDs and no, we don't. We don't bring nothing to the table. You ain't even gonna get to find out if there's an STD because you ain't never gonna get it. You can't afford it if you worried about dinners. Okay. Look, you don't go to a date expecting a woman to only bring sex and stuff to the table. You ain't even gonna get that. That's not brought to the table. You gotta work for that. You gotta earn that. Even if she got STDs, you'll never find out because you ain't gonna get it. You can't afford it. You can't even afford an STD. How about that? Does that sound about right? You can't even afford to see if she got an STD. You can't even afford to catch her STD if she got one. Now that's pretty sad. You ain't never gonna know. Okay. It's a gold digger with an A. Yeah, that's true. I guess I could. So y'all be mad about what Pick Misha doing. Y'all comparing Pick Misha to us. We not Pick Misha, baby. You ain't finna get none of that over here because you ain't never gonna get it. It's because you got it over there because she go on cheap dates with everybody and give it up on the first date to everybody. You can't come over here and compare us to her because she give it up on the first date and she gets cheap dates. That's not us. Okay. So you can't come over here, to women who know their value and expect them to be like Pick Misha. We not Pick Misha. Mhm. Mhm. Shira, I would like a business consultation. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, write me on my Etsy page. The link, my Etsy. Yeah. What to tell a sugar daddy when in a relationship currently? I want to get money to get out of my situation. Don't tell him you got in a relationship. Tell him you live with a roommate. That's about it. Because that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Lata, the natural. Love you, Shira. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Love you too, girl. Thank you, girl. Um, Sure, you need to break the hex that you put on James. Uh, it's not a hex. I'm a blessing. What are you talking about? It's a blessing. You say I put a hex on James. It's a blessing. He's, he's blessed to be among us. The fact that there are men who supposed to be grown having tantrums about women choosing better. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Conscious living. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. You know, we don't try we don't try to tell men what type of woman to date. So why should men tell us what type of man to date? Date the type of man you want to be with. That's all I say. If you don't want to be with a cheap man, don't date a cheap man. If you don't want to be with a man that try to test you by taking you to a cheap date, don't be a man that wants to test you um and takes you on a cheap date. If you don't want to be with a man who thinks he's being scammed for dinner, then don't be with a man who thinks he's being scammed for dinner. That's just it. If you think dinner is a scam, then you can't afford to do much else. Okay, that's just it. Like, oh man, she scammed me for dinner. I could have saved that, however much you spent. Yeah, you could have. If you're worried about it, you can't afford to date. Okay, you didn't impress her enough for the scam to turn into her taking you seriously. How about that? You on the interview too. You failed. You failed to impress. Okay, that's the whole point. If you don't impress on the dinner date, you get scammed. If you do impress, you're gonna get another date. If you like her, she probably say, "Yeah, sure, wonderful." James needs to go mug towel for what? He already old. It's too late. He done already made kids, been married twice. It's too late. Conscious living. Thank you. I'm beautiful, but 300 pounds should I lose? Yes, of course. That's first of all, that's not healthy, and everyone needs to be healthy. That's first and foremost. Thank you for the donation because you want to live, especially if you have kids or if you want to have kids, you want to live to raise them. You don't want to feel conscious around everybody. So yes, of course, you need to lose weight. Um, I think people feel better about themselves as well, and it will boost your self esteem. But stay leveled up while you're losing the weight. Do your makeup, do your hair, go out still. Make it a habit. You can still be leveled up at any weight, but you do need to work on losing it. It's just going to help you be healthier. Thank you, Latai. Lil Ty, the natural. Please start your own level up food on. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for that. I don't know. I don't think I need to start that. You know, I stick to what I know. Okay. You need to break that Hicks and stop buying you that smoothie. You didn't buy me no smoothie today. We got a TV though. Yay. A projector TV. Wow. I'm 19. What should I be expecting from a 26-year-old? Nothing. At least dinner. Girl, 26. Girl, he only dating you because he can't afford to date women his age. That's why. So, I mean, you can flip the script and make him buy you stuff. Like tell him to take you shopping, go spend his money, girl. And he gonna realize that he need to level up because when even young women want money too. Okay. I mean, think about this for a second. 26-year-old dating a 19-year-old because they understand that they don't know any better. At 26, all his friends are getting married. All the girls his age want marriage. Da 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 da. So what does he do? Go get somebody fresh out of high school to play with. Get his money. You in your prime, get his money. Get his whole check. Um, he probably don't have much to give, but get what he's has available, because it's sad that somebody who's supposed to like, who all their friends and stuff are getting married, or women or whatever, is going back to the high school to get women because they can't afford women their own age. I mean, it's fine. Just get what you can get. Conscious living, how to stay motivated with weight loss. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Make a whole lifestyle change. Give up something that you will never eat again in your diet. Like, give up a major thing that is causing you to lose weight and never eat it again. It could be like the obvious choice would be to go vegan. If you go vegan, there's less places you can eat. There's less types of food you can eat. You can still get full, but there's more of a chance that you would lose weight by giving up some. You have to sacrifice. Everything is a sacrifice, especially in weight loss. You got to sacrifice something. Someone says no carbs. Now, people can't do that no carb thing. Give up one meal a day. Give up a certain amount of calories. I would suggest only eating a certain amount of calories a day. Someone says keto. Uh, don't eat any more than 1,500 calories a day, and you'll lose weight for sure. You got to count your calories, and that's it. And you don't give up. You don't give up because you're going to start seeing results quick when you cut them calories. You're going to see only or less than 1,500 calories a day, 1,500 or less a day, and that's your motivation. Every day you see that scale go down. That's how you do it. hmm Then when you start getting the compliments, oh, you look like you lost weight. It's more motivation. And you got to go down and buy some new clothes because the other ones don't fit. There's your motivation. Just keep moving. Keep it going. Right. Don't celebrate anything with food. Celebrate with clothes or accessories. Don't have cheat days when you are on a major. Don't have any cheat days until you've lost a certain amount of weight. And that's how I would do it. And look, you can pretty much eat whatever you want if you keep your calories under $1,500. You want a piece of cake instead of dinner? Eat the cake. Don't eat the dinner. You see? You want pasta for lunch? Look at them calories. If it's 900, you only got a few more calories to burn. You got to drink water and eat a salad with non-fat dressing for dinner. See? Just even it out, balance it out. You want a donut? Eat a donut. Make sure it fits into that calorie intake. Don't eat any more or less. It's that simple, because I could never give up donuts. Okay. Someone says drink less alcohol. Yeah. Give up alcohol. You have a date Sunday, but in prep, I wanted to get nails and outfit, and I was really excited to practice, but money caught up with me, and I'm in between telling him I need or reschedule. Borrow something from your friend, child. Maybe he'll give you something on the date. You know what I'm saying? Do your own if you can, like if you just got to paint them, or borrow from a friend. hmm Right. Get some press-on nails from the Dollar Tree. You're getting ready to buy a house. You feel like it's going to be hard for a provider after you're 28. Girl, I have people in my group that's way older than that getting sugar daddies. So I don't know what to talk about unless you look old. Um, do what you want to do. If you buy a house and you meet somebody, you can always lease it out or sell it. Mm-hmm. It'd be a little change. So Kim Chung says she's 35 and getting sugar daddies. Hey, House of Untamed. Can you talk about having a funeral for an ex to get over him? You've mentioned it before in an old video, but don't remember which one. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. If you have trouble letting go of someone who threw you in the garbage can, this is how we started off, and doesn't want you back at all ever, then you pretend he's dead because you can't get over the fact that he left you and doesn't want you anymore. Then you have a fake funeral in your mind and pretend he's dead so that you can't want him no more because he's dead. Okay? What if he died? You gonna be mad that he doesn't want you because he's dead? No. You're just gonna get over it because you have to. You don't have a choice. So get if that's the extreme that you must go to get over an ex, then go for it. Hmm. I was a pick me. I learned my lesson and leveled up never again. Yes. I've been friends with a wealthy man for many years and took pride in providing for myself, so I never asked or accepted gifts from him. How do I change that now? Call him crying. Call him crying. Get them emotions out. Let him rescue you. That way it doesn't seem like now you've finally come around to your senses. Just call him crying. Thank you, Victoria. Sprinkle, sprinkle. 23 years old, was with a 27-year-old, broke up with him and told him he wasn't benefiting me and he won't stop contacting me. He keeps trying to say we could build each other up what to do. Tell him you are not Bob the Builder. You can't fix it. Tell him you're not Bob the Builder. Tell him to go get a pick Misha, and when he build himself up, come find you. And then block, right? Mm-hmm. And he's older, but he needs your help. No, I don't even see how you can sleep with him after that, after he done said all of that. Excuse me, person who was just being born when I was how old? Let's see how old you said he was. Who was 4 years old when I was just being born. You don't need my help. You have 4 years on me. You could have got you should have been further. Thank you, Datva. What is wrong with being a pygmisha? What's wrong with being a pygmisha? A pygmisha is someone who will do anything to keep a man, even bill with him, pay for his stuff, work hard, wash his dirty drawers, even without a wedding ring, do anything to keep a man, to please a man, to make a man think that she's the perfect woman, even though she's not benefiting from him or the relationship at all. That's a pygmisha. Okay. A desperate woman, basically, a desperate woman. You was mad. He was talking about let's go to Krispy Kreme. Oh, that's like after y'all been married for years and it's time for breakfast. Mhm. Makeup, clothes, hair are all to keep man. That's true, but that is very true. but you're benefiting from that man that you're keeping, not paying for him and your hair and makeup. You know what I'm saying? Or not building him up, building yourself up and your makeup. Mhm. Sure, I'm 20 and I just started university. Any ideas on how to stay leveled up? Get up early every day, go to bed early, make yourself look like you want to look good as possible. Hmm. Is Red Lobster cheap? Yeah, it surely is. Let me tell y'all something about Red Lobster. When I used to eat meat, them shrimp that small, okay? They don't even have jumbo shrimp. Now, how you gonna think a restaurant ain't cheap if it don't even have jumbo shrimp? Everything they show on the TV is times 10. But that stuff is this small. No, Red Lobster is cheap. Sorry. I'm just saying it's cheap. It's like Olive Garden. It's like the seafood of Olive Garden. It's like the seafood restaurant. It's just like Olive Garden, basically. If you don't go to Olive Garden, you don't go to Red Lobster. You can eat there with your kids. You can eat there with your family. You can eat there by yourself, but don't go on a date there. Thank you. That's that's personal restaurants that you eat at by yourself. When a man is trying to impress you, he needs to take you somewhere you can't take yourself. Hmm. What if he wants to take you to expensive cafe or a coffee date? Unless that coffee is $100, I don't think so. You know, they got the gold coffee with the gold sprinkles on it or something. Yeah, I I'd go to there. I'd go there. Most expensive, most expensivest with 2 chains. Yes, we can go, but you ain't finna take me to no cheap coffee date. I'm 22. What do I expect from a 23-year-old? Nothing. He ain't even gonna give you the truth. He ain't even gonna stay faithful. He ain't got no money to pay for nothing long term anyway. So company. Mm, games, video games. Somebody say video game. How about we get on the plane to go to Colombia and get our coffee? Exactly. Well, I don't know about that, but let's get on a plane to go somewhere that I pick. How about that? How do I feel about prenups? You can get out of them too easy. They're not a threat. Um, if you're not having fun, wasting your life. Exactly. So, hey, Michaela, you in here, girl? Hey. Anyway, mhm, this is applied to 20-year-olds. No, because y'all don't have no money anyway. So what's the point? Everything y'all do gonna be cheap. That's why I tell young girls to go have their fun, and when they're ready to switch up that lifestyle and start dating men that have something to offer them. When you done playing, then you know what to do. Your sister's oh Lord, here come the pygmisha. My sister's husband make 15 an hour. They are in love. Wonderful. More power to them. Mhm. Um, I suggested Red Lobster one because my any children were coming along to the date. I didn't want them to cause trouble in a fancy restaurant. Oh, okay. So if kids going now, then yeah, kid friendly places. But I still would have aimed higher. Rainforest Cafe or something, you know. Mhm. What? Oh, thank you, Angelique. I'm 30. I run a business. Don't have very much time to invest in a relationship. I've never had a man. I could depend on, which has made me very independent. How do I get over the aversion to letting a man take care of me? Well, you got to make it a priority and a goal. It's like you have a business and you busy and you made that your priority and your goal. You got to do the same with finding a provider man. It's the same thing. You have to do the work. You might have to lie, do some false advertisement, but you got to make it a goal. And I think, thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle, for the donation. But I think it just has to be on the top of your priority. You know, you done already got your business, you're successful there. Now get your man to provide. Get you a man to provide. If you can run a business and start a business and be independent, then it should be very easy to go get somebody, play dumb and stupid, do the opposite of what you did, and get that man to pay. You know, allow him to pay for stuff. Act like you don't have money. You're a receptionist. That's part time. Tell him that. That way you have no money. You don't have a choice but to let him pay. You see? Thank you, Marina. I've been watching you for over a year. You helped me better my mindset and boundaries. You slowly got a boyfriend to pay all your bills because he was willing to stand my ground. You were willing to stand your ground and know my worth. Thank you, girl. I told you, sprinkle, sprinkle. It is possible. Stand your ground. Get what you want. Men have two choices: let you go or go get another one. If men have spent time with you and invested money into you and are into you, they ain't gonna let you go if they really want you. They'll find a way to make it work. They have other options. If they weren't serious about you in the first place, if they can't afford you, they'll let you go. You know, they didn't want you anyway. They didn't want you unless you could pay this. They didn't want you if you weren't going to do this. So they didn't really want you. Find a man that wants you, who will provide. If you can find that, you'll be happier. Okay, believe me. You 25, you 23, what to expect from a 50-year-old? Money, cars, freedom from working, trips, okay, clothes, money. That's what you should be expecting. Um, you know God don't like a liar. All you do is lie. Okay, well, God don't like men then, because men lie. Left and right, up and down, all around. So you telling me God don't like men? Okay. Should a woman live with her parents until marriage? I mean, depending on how old she is. It's a bad look when you pass a certain age. Hmm. Why Jones? I said expect money, baby. Trips, bills paid, everything. You 23, what to expect from a 50-year-old dude? Money, trips, bills paid, freedom from job. If he ain't giving you none of that, you wasting your time with him. Thank you, Sarah. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Love you. Thanks. Can't find consult on Etsy help. Just write me on there, baby. Just write. Just write me. I don't do it through Etsy, but just you can write me there. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Sarah, just write me there. There's a part where you can write me. Right. Um, what to expect from a 45-year-old? Depending on how old you are. Less than a 50-year-old, that's for sure. Would you date a 40-year-old guy who lives with his parents? If I was a homeless and desperate and had no other option and the homeless shelter was full, sure I would. I mean, that doesn't spell serial killer at all. Mhm, mhm. Would you feel like men of value want ratchet women? I feel like these women try to shame women with standards by calling us boring. Ratchet women are just for fun. They don't ever really get anything out of it long term. The wife always ends up with the real bag. Thank you, Judith. For the first time date, should I drive car or have him pick me up at Chili's? Girl, bye. I hope you like 18. Chili's. I don't think you should go at all. How old are y'all? If y'all are over 25, no. If y'all are over 23, no. Chili's is cheap. What y'all doing? Date? How old are you? You should have your parents drop you off. That's what I'm thinking. 24? No, I was dining better than that at 24. Y'all need to do better. 27, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you going to Chili's. 2 for 20? That's like Applebee's. Okay. If you gotta pay on a little tablet at your table, you in the wrong spot if you want a date. If they got a tablet at the table to play games on, bypass. Okay? You take your kids there instead. Um, this why y'all got dusties. Cause y'all be going to Chili's. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you. I'm just trying to say cancel that date or tell them you want to go somewhere else that's nicer. At least go to a steakhouse if you eat meat. At least get to a steakhouse. Come on. Not and don't go to no Golden Corral. That's not a steakhouse. Go somewhere they got that valet parking, darling. Um, just go somewhere up more expensive. That's all. You young, go somewhere more expensive. Okay. It's hard for you to get anything from your 26-year-old boyfriend. You're 19. You don't even go out for dinner because he's broke. Girl, he's 26. What you think? He probably still asks his mama for money. Girl, no. Just because he's older than you don't mean he got money. When I say old, I mean old, not older. Old. Okay. 26 ain't old. Okay. Been seeing the same guy for 5 months. I'm the iPhone X girl, been intimate, but we only see each other once a week, and I feel like it's going pretty slow. Oops, sorry. Did get us concert tickets for this month. Okay, well, I hope he's your age because that don't sound like anybody that you should be dating if they old. Okay. What does it mean when they ask you to go on a trip way too soon? They want to show you off and sleep with you. And after they drop you back off at the airport, you got to go right back to work with no money in your pocket. Trips are reserved for couples, not people that are dating. Trips are reserved for couples. I'm not finna go on no trip with you unless you paying all these bills, unless you my man, unless I ain't working no more. Trips are for couples. That's what I'll say. I'm not getting ready to get on no plane with some strange person. Trips are for couples. Okay? That's how you get that commitment. Trips are for couples. We will work up to a trip. But first, I need to feel closer to you. Maybe, are we committed? And a lot of women are afraid to turn a trip down because they ain't never been nowhere before. But I would have turned a trip down in a second if I don't get what I want, exactly what I want. Well, okay, we're going on a trip where? They're gonna try to take you on an island if you got a nice body. Oh, I'm gonna show off your body. Nope. Go somewhere where it's cold. Go somewhere where you'll stay fully clothed if they're trying to take you on a trip. Where would you like to go? "Oh, we can go to Paris. Oh, we can go to Aspen. Yeah, go to Aspen. They trying to take you somewhere to show off your body, basically burn them down. Like, I need some stuff for the trip. Get some stuff for the trip then. Yeah. Y'all need to watch my other videos. Like, oh, okay. I can't wait. I'm excited. I need to do swims. I need a bikini. I need to do this. I need to do that. It's going to be about $500. I need to get a bunch of stuff. I need to get this, and that. Then cancel. All right. Um. Right. Hmm. I met that guy online. He gives me money and gifts, and then we go for vacay on the first date. Is that okay? If you like to be human trafficked, it's wonderful. Um, no, it ain't okay. The first date it should not be no vacation, baby. Mm. If you know how much your value is as a woman in the trafficking business, how much he done sent you. You rushing too? Hmm. You worth a lot. Don't do that. 2,000 euros. He gonna get it right back. Mm-mm. No thanks. That ain't enough for me. I'm sorry. I need if you still working and ain't got no new car, I'm not buying it. Should we diversify our options? Should we cheat? You ain't cheating if he ain't your man. You single till you married, baby. Good luck. Okay. Um, right. He has a fiance and he asked me to go to a work trip to Morocco. I declined. I met him online. Don't trust. Nope, don't trust. Mhm. Um, right. Why on earth would someone get dressed up to go drink hot water with the dusty. No, I don't know. Mhm. We did end up sleeping with each other. Now he is set to travel for 10 days. Wonderful. I'm a professional devil worker because all of that should I be talking would never heard us a God or we go to church not one time. What? I don't even understand what that said. That's you. I tell women to go to church. I say go to church, but arrive late in a tight red dress and some heels. And so everybody can see you walk in and you clickety clack your way up to the front so the pastor can see you and all the men of the congregation and you take a little seat. And after church, all the men gonna want to come lay hands on you and pray for you and deliver you, give you their checks, give you part of that building fund and everything. So I don't teach women to be not to go to church. What you talking about? Um, duh. Okay. Yeah, he invited you to meet his business friend. Okay, whatever. But I don't know. I hope you got some money out of it, baby. Mhm. Get some money. Get some money. Get some money. That's all I can say. If you still working, try to figure out how he's going to pay all your bills so you can stop working. Um, you got hit up you got to hit up the church. Head space only. I feel it's hard when you are already accomplished. I mean, I want money too. I don't want to stay broke. Right? Lie. Just lie and say you broke. They don't have to know what you've accomplished. Do you judge men by his car? I don't judge men by their car unless it's raggedy. It got to be up. It has to be nicer than mine. That's all I know. If it ain't nicer than mine, I can't do nothing with it. Okay. hmm Geo Prism. um, a lot of wealthy men do want a woman that is educated. I have noticed this quite a bit in Silicon Valley. Mm, yeah, I wouldn't even be trying to freestyle in any of those areas. It's so for me, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. There are women just killing the game in other parts of America where men just want to spoil you. Mm-hmm. If you've been with a man for 3 years, you live with your sister still, he pays a lot. I have not to work, but he doesn't want to rent a flat from me a flat. Okay. Does he live by himself? I think it's time to upgrade. 3 years? It's time to upgrade. Um, It's hard for me to meet people in person because I look so young. Put on some makeup. I just read that. Put on some makeup, get you a wig, get you some heels, get you a dress. Put on an outfit. People will approach you if you look old enough to be approached. Mhm. Right. Oh, Danny, I wish I could. But I said I would never do a meet and greet. I'm so sorry. I could meet y'all right here on the screen live every week. Mhm. I want to let a man go. He can't give me any more than 300 every so often. Should I wait until I get another man in rotation? If you need that money, yep. In fact, keep him and just have another man. You ain't gonna know. Just distance yourself slowly. Mhm. Okay, super nifty. Get your man. Is Atlanta a good place? Nope. Um, See, y'all keep thinking about, I don't know who told y'all this, to go to all these big major cities. There's too much competition there. Mhm. Mm. Go somewhere where there's not a lot of competition, where you look good. Okay, go to a small town, baby. You're gonna clean up in a small town. Go to a small town and clean it up. You look good, you can snatch anybody in the small town. Oh, it's the new girl. Oh, a lot of them pass their businesses down to their kids. Or you find a business owner, a old one, maybe they had a kid, that's gonna inherit something. Just do the work. Come on. Imagine going from like a big city or a big town and going to a small town and being the best looking one or the one that all the men are like looking at. And you have your choice. Go do that. Stop trying to compete with everybody in a big old town where half the people are not even straight. Hmm. Hmm. What do you do with a guy who says his feeling is mutual when asked him what's going on? The feeling is mutual. That means he think you cheating or doing something or not interested. If you already live in a small town and want to be recognized, level up. Hmm. Few millionaires in the small town. Get the one that's got the most money. Then you don't have to be a millionaire. You can get somebody. There's surgeons somewhere. There's a hospital somewhere. There's business owners somewhere. Hmm. There's a mechanic somewhere that owns the mechanic. There's a funeral home owner somewhere. Get that money. Okay. Everybody gonna die. You gonna get everybody's money when they die. Get that funeral home owner. Get his son. Do something. Go to the car dealership. Get the owner of that car dealership in a small town. What you doing? Get his son. If you can't get him, he gonna inherit it. What do you do if a guy doesn't think you're after his money? Nothing. You you're doing a good job. Because if you don't think you're after it, he'll probably spend it. Okay. How to keep a guy when the other woman wants to steal him. I don't play those games. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna compete against the. I'm not finna play tug of war with no man. I can just get another one. Keep him on the side. Oh, you know, I don't play those games. I just go get another one. Mhm. Yes, you can still secure the bag after having sex, but you have to do it with another man. You have to secure the bag with another man. Yes, you can still secure the bag after having sex, but you're gonna need to go get a whole different man to get the bag from because I told y'all stop doing that mess. Mhm. I told y'all stop doing that. I don't know why y'all don't listen to me. Okay. I found out the man I'm seeing is also seeing another girl. I found a pic of her in a snap. He told me that's his cousin. I'm sure he is seeing other women. You should be seeing other men if that's not your husband or if you still working. How you doing? How do I finesse it more? Well, if he wants to keep you, then you need something major. Time for a new car. Time for that upgrade. Time for that down payment and that cosign. Have fun picking out your new car. Thank you, Rosalina. Shira, love you. I think if you made a flavor oil for wealthy men, it would be sold out because I know some people that are not even that cute. Favor oil. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. Appreciate that. Um, Girls, all men have few other girls they date besides you. Yep, they sure do. If they want to keep you on their roster, they're gonna have to pay. Time for new call. Okay. Mm. So, cheap dates. I'm just gonna end this real quick. But cheap dates are for cheap people. Point blank. Period. If you cheap, go on a cheap date. If you're worried about what men think about you, worry about what they think about you for going on a cheap date. Okay. I would rather worry about what people think of me because I went on the cheap date versus why I won't go on a cheap date. So how do you want to be thought of? Someone out of their league or someone named Pick Misha? Okay, think about that. I'll see y'all later.